Greetings and salutations, game fans. Firecracker37 here. Today we're playing SkyExchange, a 1.10.2 Skyblock mod pack that can be found on the Curse launcher. SkyExchange is the first Skyblock pack I've ever played where you truly start off with nothing. Your inventory is completely empty, and all that is beneath your feet is a solitary piece of dirt with nothing underneath it. So how the heck are you supposed to start with nothing? Well, thankfully, this piece of dirt is a magic piece of dirt, and every time you break it, it just reappears in the exact same spot. So we're just going to hop here and try and get ourselves a piece of dirt. It's a lot harder than it looks. There we go. Alright, now that we have our piece of dirt, we can start making a platform. And I think the best way to do that is to place the piece of dirt we have underneath the piece of dirt that we spawned on. So what we want to do is try and fall down and then look up and place this really quickly on the bottom side of this. So, here goes nothing. There we go. Now if that looked too easy for you, let's just say it's taken me a few attempts to get that right. So if you die a few times without getting your dirt, don't feel bad. Happens to all of us. Or maybe just me because I'm terrible. I don't know. So now we just need a few more pieces of dirt here. Yay! It's raining dirt. Alright. And we're going to place one there. Try and step on it. And we'll just start working on building ourselves a little platform around this block of dirt. Our great centerpiece of dirt. The nice thing is, the bigger the platform gets, the easier it is to get the dirt. And here before long, it's just going to be a monument anyways. We won't really need to break the dirt, because we'll have other ways to get resources. So I'd like to get just a couple more pieces of dirt here. Come on. No, maybe that's good enough. Let's try. So there we go. We got our first little row around this piece of dirt, right when the sun's getting ready to go down. And as you see, we've got 4 dirt in our inventory still. If you take these 4 dirt and you put them in your crafting grid like that, you can make the Philosopher's Stone from Project E. The Philosopher's Stone is going to be a very important tool going throughout this entire mod pack. The most important thing it does right now, though, is it's a crafting grid. It can also turn our blocks in the world into other blocks. That's why they highlight when you hover over it. But we'll get into that here soon enough. Now, I'm sure you've seen that thing pop up that said Quest Complete. Well, this pack uses better questing. Mod pack kind of similar to HQM, which was popular through 1.6.4 and 1.7.10. If you just hit the tilde key right next to the 1 button on your keyboard, if you're using a regular keyboard anyways, it brings up the SkyExchange window here where you can view the quests. Skyblock 101. We got our first piece of dirt, which runs some sort of console command, and I have no idea what it is, but we'll let it happen. I think it might start it raining or something. And then for the Philosopher's Stone, we get our 4 pieces of dirt back. None of the quest rewards are very overpowered. In fact, most of them aren't even really worth turning in, except for to complete the quests. So, don't feel like you're going to get overpowered that way. Yep, it looks like it's raining now, so I can only guess that our console command was one that makes the rain appear. build this platform out a tiny bit more. I don't feel so cramped up against my piece of dirt here. And maybe it'll even allow us to gather a few of the pieces that might fly behind us. In fact, maybe we should come over here, so that if they do fly that way, we can pick them up, and we'll also get the ones flying this way. My guess is that when that dirt block respawns, the item entity for the dirt is in the middle of it, so it just gets tossed any which direction. So here we go, I see a couple pieces over here, and we did catch a couple on this side, which is awesome. Now we'll add 1, 2, 3 to this side. And we'll stand back over on this side and try and catch some more dirt. Ooh, spooky thunder. Hopefully I have the weather effects turned down enough so that they're not overbearing, because the rain noise and the thunder noise can certainly get loud. Alright, let's grab all this dirt around here. It seems like building out 3 catches most of the dirt flying that way, so we're going to try and do that on all 4 sides. I haven't really noticed if it flies off on the diagonals as well, but I'd imagine it probably does. Assuming it's just any which direction. Alright, and there we've got our dirt. So we've got ourselves a nice little plus sign here. I wonder what we're supposed to do next, now that I don't feel so crowded. Well, let's go to quests here, Skyblock 101, and let's take a look at Life Finds a Way. Minecraft is not Minecraft without a tree, but how can one have a tree in this void? Transmute a grass block with dirt using the Philosopher's Stone. Break that grass block with a Philosopher's Stone in hand. Alright. So, one way we can do this is just hop down here. And we might be able to do it with this block of dirt, but I don't want to try. Shift click it twice, and then smack it with the Philosopher's Stone. As you see here, we completed Life Finds a Way. Let's go ahead and plant our tree. And by hitting shift a whole bunch of times, we can grow this tree. This is a neat mod. I kind of like it, but it can be irritating having to smack your shift button a gazillion times. So here we go. We've got some tree growth going on now. Get some wood. And hopefully we'll get another sapling, but if not, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I'm curious if this has fast leaf decay. It does not seem so. So, no big deal here. Let's pull open our crafting grid. And the first thing I think we want to do is make an axe to make getting... Or we want to make a pickaxe first. And since we have some wood left, we're going to make a shovel and just get however much dirt we can before it breaks. See, it's a little faster than breaking it by hand, so we'll get it even quicker. I have to imagine there's a way to abuse this block of dirt with some extra utilities machines to get crazy amounts of EMC later on. I haven't tried it yet, but I intend to. Oh, you know what? There's another thing that we really need to make as well. And we can just turn all of these into there. We really need 2 oak barrels so that we can catch this rainwater and make an infinite water source in the future. So we'll pop those guys right there and they'll slowly start to fill with water. Looks like we also completed another quest. Oh, that's right, 2 quests. So we'll get 4 dirt because we made an acorn, and we'll get a splash water bottle for making the oak barrel. Oh, and I forgot to claim these. You actually have to click claim in order to get them. So hey, free dirt. Alright, well we have 37 dirt now. And what I'm going to do is take these guys, use my Philosopher's Stone to shift click them and turn them into cobble. We're just going to mine them up with our wooden pickaxe real quick. So this pack really, I mean, it starts pretty similar to most other Skyblock maps. You're doing some very mundane tasks. And we'll make a shovel. Just finish this off here. And there we go. Let's pick up our dirt. Gonna want a fair bit of this dirt so that we can make this platform even bigger. We'll work on that right now, in fact. Holding shift to save my life. I hate working close to the void before I have any sort of flight or, you know, some walls around here wouldn't be a bad idea, I suppose. And here we go. And we have a slightly bigger platform, but I think it could be even better. I think I still see some dirt flying off to the side, so let's just keep on smacking our dirt block here. There we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna go ahead and plan out the area that I'm gonna want the dirt in. There we go. Making a 21 by 21 platform is the goal. I don't know, I just feel that's a good size for a starting platform. And it's also the only part of the base that I intend to allow to be ugly, if you will. This pack has mods like Chisels and Bits in it, and Chisel, and stuff like that. So I want to make things look nice. It's one of my favorite things about playing Minecraft, is just how nice you can make things look if you put a little bit of time into it. Also, just to mention, this first episode's probably the only one that I'm going to show a lot of this boring, repetitive stuff. There just isn't much else to do, so... And we're going to plant a couple of trees over here. And I just want to finish this one wing off. Yeah. Oops, lost that piece of dirt. No big deal. Hey, look at that. We got our first tree already. So now we're going to want an axe, and eventually we're going to want another shovel. So let's go ahead and just take our Philosopher's Stone. Make up a whole bunch of cobble here. We don't want to use that pickaxe, though. That pickaxe is going to make our first piece of charcoal. It's its entire purpose in life. Get it out of my hotbar entirely. So one thing we're going to want to do is put these back together for starters. And I actually don't have enough wood for it, so... Or do I? I do. I'm going to want to make an item called a crook here. It's going to allow us to bust some leaves on these trees and get an increased drop of saplings, probably some apples, and... another item called silkworms. Alright, it says we completed the quest. Let's see what it wanted us to do. Wanted us to make a wooden crook and probably get a silkworm was the other part. Yep. Let's claim that. We get 2 silkworms for that. You use the silkworms on the leaves of a tree. They will become infested leaves. And when you break them, you get string, which we're going to need to progress any further throughout the game. So I think I'm just going to take a little bit here. I'm going to work on knocking down some trees. I'm going to work on expanding out our platform and just getting ready to really get into the meat of the game. There's a bit of boring stuff and nobody wants to watch that. So we'll be right back. One silkworm, put in 1 leaf, makes an infested leaf. Infested leaves spread around to adjacent leaves. You just have to give them enough time. So I put 5 of our silkworms in 5 leaves of these trees that I've grown. And I'm just going to add a little bit of time and we'll see what happens after that. And just a little bit later, all of our tree leaves have infested. I've got us a few crooks here. So we're just going to start bashing away at these leaves. And as you can already see, string is dropping from the trees, which is awesome. There we go. And the first thing we're going to do with this string is we're going to take a few pieces of it. We're going to make some wool. 1, 2, 3 pieces of wool. And we're going to make ourselves a bed so we can get out of this terrible, terrible night. There we go, a white bed. Thank you, Quark, for making the colors possible. And there we go. It is daytime. Much easier to see. So I'm just gonna smack some of these down. As you can see, we're also getting pretty hungry, so we're gonna have to do something about that soon as well. And there we go. I think that's enough string for right now. I'll go ahead and finish the rest of them off camera in a few minutes. So let's hit C here. The first thing we're going to want to make is a silk mesh. We're going to use that silk mesh take a piece of wood here. We're actually going to need 2 because they've changed the recipe on this. Make a boat shape and put 2 sticks in the bottom here. I don't know why my mouse is being so unusual. And there we go. We've got ourselves an oak sieve. We'll just put the oak sieve there and we can put a silk mesh inside of it. Also, as you see, I made some cobblestone while I wasn't recording. We're going to make ourselves our first furnace. And wooden pickaxe is making our first piece of charcoal as promised. Let's go ahead and get ourselves this tree here. Some string back there. And you know what? The string will fall. I've got more than I'm probably going to need ever. At least made in this manner. So we'll just go ahead and bust the rest of this wood out. Let the leaves fall. The leaves will fall as string too, so it's not... In 1.7.10 you had to break them with the crook to get the leaves. It doesn't appear to be that way anymore. At least not in this mod pack. Oh, good old reliable stone tools. They don't get much love anymore in a world with Tinker's Construct in Minecraft. It seems like most people skip right over it. I do not believe that Tinker's Construct's in this pack. In fact, I'm almost positive of it, so we're not going to be using any of their tools. Which is alright, because there's some pretty amazing tools provided by the other mods in this pack. Namely, Project E. If you've never played with Project E, you're going to think we're cheating at Minecraft here in just a little bit. And I'm not going to say you're totally wrong. Take our 1 charcoal and turn it into 8 charcoals. Let's also make ourselves a couple chests. Let's see, does this recipe exist? I think so. Yes, it does. So we'll just give ourselves a couple double chests right here. And we're going to start dumping stuff into it. See, it doesn't look like I've found any silkworms yet. Those guys can... You can eat them if you cook them. Some food right now would not be a bad thing. Also, I just remembered you don't get any saplings from that, so we're going to have to take a piece of dirt and make ourselves another sapling. Now, does this recipe exist? It does not. That's okay, though. Nice as an apple tree would have been. Thank goodness there was a way to generate a sapling, because I would have been in big trouble if I'd turned all my leaves into silk leaves. Alright, anywho, now we have a sieve. So one of the next things we're going to want to start to do is get some metals going. So if you take some cobble like that, you can make yourself a hammer. And if you put down cobble and hit it with the hammer, it turns into gravel. And you can sieve gravel. I'm just going to make a few pieces of gravel here. And I'll show you what it's all about. Just hold right click on top of the sieve. It's going to process the gravel through it and throw stuff up into my inventory. You also get a little XP for doing this too. Be nice if we ever need to, I don't know, enchant anything, or maybe make some magical wood for a builder's wand in a little bit. So there you go, you get these little pieces of metal. And if you take 4 of them, you can turn them into one, enough to make 1 ingot in a furnace. So there's a whole bunch of stuff you get from sieving, and we'll be automating that eventually and turning it into EMC points. Picking up any last stray string that's on the ground here. Another nice thing you can do with the Philosopher's Stone is if you smack sand, or if you smack dirt, you'll get sand. If you take your stone hammer and you hit that sand, you'll get dust. Dust is another item that we'll use for sieving. And with the dust, you can get things like redstone, and you'll also get the metal bits, like we were before. What was that? No, powdered osmium ore and powdered aluminum ore. So it was I've seen in other packs, namely Sky Factory 3, which hasn't been released yet, but will January 1st on the Curse Launcher. They've chosen to make it so that all the different sievables give you the same type of metal. Like, we were getting broken ores earlier. Last piece of dust here, we'll go ahead and smack it up. Bam, just like that. And we got a piece of redstone. Awesome. Yeah, so we were getting broken ores from the gravel, and now we're getting powdered ore from the dust. And I like it better when you get all the same type. It's just silly otherwise. I'm going to take 1 log here, turn it into sticks. And make ourselves some torches so we can light this place up. Hit the corners here. Mouse stuttered. It's not really that big of a deal if they're in the exact right location, but I'm kind of OCD about it. So just bear with me. Nope, see, it's messed it up again. There we go. Now we've got some light, so it won't be quite so dark when the sun goes down the rest of the way here. And you know what? We need some more charcoal. I could use sticks, but here in a little bit, wood isn't going to mean anything to us, so no big deal. Try and grow this tree while that cooks up. And there we go. Man, are we not going to get any saplings from this too? I'm going to have to bust more dirt? Seems a little preposterous to me. Oh, we got one. Hey, I guess that's better than 0. Make ourselves up 8 more. Charcoal. And let's see. I think that this is a good spot to wrap up. We got ourselves a nice platform built. Got some trees. Got a sieve built and started sieving some stuff. I think between episodes I'm going to work on making a couple stacks of gravel and running it through that sieve and seeing what sort of goodies we get from it. When we come back next episode, we're going to progress further through the pack and hopefully get started on some Project E as soon as possible. If you like the video you just watched, please remember to like down below there. If you haven't already, subscribe so you see when I post new videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.